Good morning, students. Let us continue the lesson. The next topic is water pollution. You have studied already in your uh, previous classes about the pollution. There are different types of pollution: land pollution, air pollution, water pollution. So, in this, we are going to, since it is a water lesson, we are going to learn about the water pollution. So, what is water pollution? It is a contamination of water bodies occur when harmful substances such as chemicals, sewage, and waste are released into them. So, sewage means the household waste water coming from the after bathing or washing clothes or washing vessels. These are the sewage waters and waste released into the water bodies. It produces physical, chemical, and biological change in the quality of water. It degrades the water quality classified as natural source and man-made source. So actually water bodies which is because of the release of the sewage water or the chemicals, the water bodies get contaminated physically as well as chemical and biologically, and it degrades the quality of water to use it. And man-made sources. Some of the sources of water pollution are explained below. What are the sources how the water gets polluted? First one is household detergents. Household detergents, water washing the clothes, vessels, or when we are taking bath. So that all are the reasons for household detergents. Households and cleaning detergents are a major cause of water pollution. Synthetic non-biodegradable detergents have chemicals that do not break down and can end up with polluting both surfaces and groundwater. Even the both surface water also on the top and the groundwater also will get contaminated. Excessive use of detergents adversely affect fish and other organisms. When this sewage water or the household water after using detergent is passed to the rivers, what will happen? All the fish or the aquatic animals or the insects that is there inside the water, that all will get killed because of this detergent. Some shampoo, face wash, shower gel, and toothpaste have small round pieces of plastic added to them. These are called as microbeads. So some soaps or shampoos or gels will be having some plastic added to them, and these are called as microbeads. They are added for different reasons like scrubbing and cleaning your skin, polishing your teeth, etc. So small micro beads will be there in the toothpaste, gels, or the face wash, that all. So when this is goes into the water bodies, it will be consumed by the aquatic animals, that means fish or insects or whatever it is inside the water bodies. When you use this with microbeads, they go down, out, drain, and pollute the water bodies. Fish and other animals feed them by accident and get sick. Because of that, they will all get the some problems will be arise for the body. Activity 2: take a shampoo, shower gel, or other product you think might have microbeads in it. Mix 2 tablespoons of this in a glass of water and stir it well. Pour the water in the black t-shirt, filtering the microbeads out. So when we filter it, we can see the white color stains on the black shirt, so that it shows that it is the presence of the microbeads present in the shampoos or face gel or whatever it is. Wastewater that is disposed of from the household is known as domestic sewage. So what all the wastewater is coming out from the house is called as domestic sewage. Domestic sewage should be treated before being disposed into water bodies like river, lake, etc. Untreated sewage contains impurities such as organic matter from food waste. Sometimes it contains the untreated sewage contains impurities such as organic matter from food waste, toxic chemicals from household products, and it may also contain disease causing microbes. The largest source of water pollution in India is untreated sewage. On an average, a person uses 135 liters of water per day for washing clothes, cooking, bathing, etc. For these all purposes, the 135 liters of water will be used per day by a human being for washing, clothing, cooking, etc. Okay. The domestic waste and plastics. Solid waste, including plastics, are disposed of or end up in water bodies such as lakes, rivers, and oceans. Plastic blocks drains, spreading vector-borne diseases such as malaria and dengue. So, plastic blocks drains, spreading what? dissolve things in the water. This all causes the diseases. So the plastic waste, so water bodies such as lakes, rivers and oceans, plastic block drains, spreading the vector-borne diseases. That means it will allow the vector-borne diseases, means insects or flies or mosquitoes, to get accumulated in this plastic waste, and it will cause diseases to the human beings or living around that area where these all waste are dumped. Now plastic sheets are used in agriculture to grow vegetables. At the end of the season, these plastic sheets are plowed back into the soil. The plastic sheet break into tiny pieces and get eaten by the earthworms, which is harmful to the health and that of the soil. So when these plastic sheets are going into the soils, it will get plowed off, and this plastic will be retained in the soil for a long, and it will be eaten by the earthworms, and it will also cause harm to the earthworm, and the soil texture also will be harmed. Agricultural activities. Fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides used in agriculture can dissolve in rainwater and flow into water bodies such as rivers and lakes. You have studied in your lower classes, when we are using fertilizers or the high chemicals for the growth of the plant, these also will get mixed with the water bodies. The excess of nutrients such as nitrates and phosphates as well as toxic chemicals in water bodies, it is called as eutrophication. So these all extra chemicals all will get added up in the water bodies, and this is called as eutrophication. These substances can also be harmful to the aquatic life. Now next is the industrial waste, the water coming from the industries. Many industries release toxic waste such as lead, mercury, cyanides, cadmium, etc. In this, water is unregulated and is released into water bodies. It has huge impact on human, plants, animals and aquatic life. This all will cause harm to all the aquatic animals in the water bodies. Now oil spills. The oil spills coming in the big ships, when there is a leakage in that, this oil will be spilled into the oceans, and it will form a layer on the top of the, and will not allow the oxygen to go inside the water. When there is a layer of oil on the top of the ocean, so what will happen? It will not allow the exchange of gases. So what will happen? All the aquatic animals all will die off. The same way the birds like crane, which fly and take the fish inside the deep under the water, they will go and fly, and when this oil gets stuck on the body and the feathers, they will not be able to fly because the oils will not get dried up. So what will happen? That also will cause harm to the birds also, which depend on the aquatic animals as the food. So that is the reason for oil spills. Then comes the thermal pollution. So in thermal plants, all the large amount of water is used for cooling purposes, and this water will be released into the water bodies. After using that water, that hot water will, when it flow into the water bodies, what will happen? All the aquatic animals inside the water bodies also will kill because of the heat of that water coming from the thermal plants. Water used for cooling purposes is discharged back to a river or to original water source at a raised temperature, and sometimes with chemicals. This causes rise in temperature and decreases the amount of oxygen dissolved in water, which adversely affects the aquatic life. Now the common pollutants, these were all the one reasons. Okay. Now the common pollutants. Pollutants are generally classified as domestic pollutants, agriculture pollutants and the industrial pollutants. The sources of and effects of the various water pollutants they are given in the tabular column. Okay. So these are what we have discussed now. They have been abbreviated into or consolidated into a single tabular column. Now next one is the do you know? Microplastics can be found in almost every freshwater sources. They have been found from the freezing waters to the Arctic and the Antarctic to the bottom of the deep sea floor up to 5,000 meters deep. Microplastics have been found in bottled water and tap water around the world. So these microplastics are also found in the bottled water. Now how to control the water pollution? Water is precious and it is essential for all living organisms. But today almost every water body is polluted with waste ranging from plastic to toxic substances. So some simple ideas to avoid water pollution. Use detergents that are biodegradable and avoid those that contain toxic chemicals. You have to use detergents they are that can be easily biodegradable, and avoid those that contain toxic chemicals. Wear clothing that is made from natural fibers such as cotton, and avoid wearing synthetic fibers such as nylon and polyester. So we have to avoid using the nylon and polyester dresses. Do not throw waste such as plastics into water bodies. Always separate your waste into recyclable or non-recyclable and biodegradable so that it does not cause pollution. We have to differentiate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable things, and we have to dispose the waste materials. Domestic wastewater should be treated properly, and all harmful substance should be removed. So all the domestic waste should be properly treated, and all the harmful substance should be removed from the water before using. Use biopesticides, that means pesticides to kill the pest should be used. The biodegradable pesticides only should be used. Then compost made of cow dung, garden waste and kitchen waste must be used as fertilizers. Water released from industry should be treated before being discharged or recycled. So before getting discharged into the industries, we have to use the recycled water only for these purposes. So here ends the lesson. I'll send the notes for you. Complete your classwork for the water lesson. Thank you, students.